Good evening. I'm just live tonight on Wednesday night with Fiona Fernandez, and I'm the maker of Handcrafts, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator as well. So I like to talk about that, and I also like to play with cards and make things, make lots of things. So I actually have a Handcrafts Square site as well with my market goods. I haven't been going to markets, so I've actually put a lot of my goods up onto that website, which you can find on my blog spot, which I'll have reference to later. I'll just check in on my site so that I can get my comments going in front of me, and I'll just wait for a few people to pop in, see that I'm live. I can see that I'm live. Check my sound before I turn it off tonight. Last week we had a little problem. I can hear myself, so that's good. Yeah, just switch that off. So that's great. I'll just make that bigger. So thank you for joining me tonight. It's good to have someone along. I can see one person is watching. Thank you very much. And I hope we all learn something tonight. So I like to teach a little, but also learn from other people as well, and help people with their crafting if that helps them. If you have any questions, please pop them in the comments, and I'll try and keep my eye on that as well. So tonight I'm just going to talk about a few different things. The new Stampin' Up catalogues are coming out soon again, for the January to, I think it's June, and a new celebration as well. So Stampin' Up have a mail out order thing that they do. So as a demonstrator, I can preset that in my customer manager. So if anyone would like a hard copy of the catalogues that are coming out, just send me a message. Hi Lynette, good to have you along. And that way you can get a copy in the mail. So that's my free gift to you. And that way you can keep up to date with what's happening with Stampin' Up and what's coming out in the new catalogues. So that's very exciting. So the date for that is the 29th of November. I need to put them in at the end of November, so please let me know by then if you would like catalogues. And we have a big weekend ahead with the Stampin' Up on stage, but this year it's at home, so that's sort of exciting, but it's also a little bit sad. Last year I went to the ICC here in Sydney, and we got, I'll just show you my bag. So last year we got given this beautiful bag with lots of goodies in it, some new stamp sets and notepads and things like that. So they've sent us another one if we wish to purchase it, which I did, but I can't show you that tonight. Just pop that back up. Hope it stays there. Yeah, we'll get a new box this year of things, which I can show you next week after On Stage. So On Stage is it starts Thursday night at 5:30, and they have a recognition ceremony, so we'll all be on the laptop or devices looking at what's happening, and they have a recognition ceremony. So if we were there in person, we would get to walk up on the stage and be recognized for any achievements we've come across through the years. So that's a lot of fun, and it just helps encourage everybody, and it's really positive. I really like the vibe there. So it was a real great time last year. So this year it'll be different, but we're all teaming up, some of us that are doing it, and just chatting through the day and all that sort of thing. So they have some crafting time as well, breakout groups, and you get to meet other people online as well and share ideas and things like that. So that sounds like a lot of fun to me, so really looking forward to that. So I'll be sharing more things next week, through the week as well, on my social media, just to keep people posted what we did and some of the new things we get to see before the catalogues come out. So that's always a bit of fun. So if you wanted to get in on that sort of fun, you need to be a demonstrator, which is you can join Stampin' Up. You can join as a hobby demonstrator and just buy it for yourself and get the 20% off, or you can sell it and demonstrate it as well if you want to do that and make it your business, or even just a little hobby business. You can do whatever you like with it. You can stay as long as you like, and there are of course minimums to meet if you join, but it's very exciting, so talk to me about it if you're interested. So tonight I thought I would play, have a play with some Textured Essentials stamp set. I'll show you that closer up when I put the camera up above. And hi Amanda, hi Athena, thank you for joining me tonight. Just pop over to my comments. I thought I'd talk about doing some backgrounds that you can do with some of the stamps that are in Stampin' Up. So if you didn't have some designer series paper that you liked for a particular project, you could choose one of these stamps and make your own. And there's a few different ones. So I'm playing with one of the stamps out of this one tonight, this one over here. So I'll show you that in a little while. And a couple of others that I've got in my stash already is the dry brush one. I did make a card with that a while ago and I posted that, I think, on my Instagram, so I'll have to look at that. And I've done a couple of other samples with the camouflage, so I'll show you this on the table. It's easier to see on the table, but that's the camouflage stamp, and it's a big one, so you can see how big it is. It's huge. You need a big stamp block for this, or use your, sort of get off the packet, sorry about the noise. So it's quite large. And so I think I did that one with my Stamparatus, but it fits on the big stamp. There's a big stamp, big block, sorry, big stamp block. There's my stamp blocks. I'll just grab my stamp blocks on the floor. So the stamp blocks, I've got them when I joined last year and got them at 50% off. If you spend over $750 you can get stamp blocks. So if you had a party or you know, hosted an event online with some of your friends, you could get Stampin' Rewards, and if it's over the $750 you get a percentage of the sales as Stampin' Rewards, and you're eligible to get a 50% off product. So there are a few exclusions, but this was one of them, so I got the whole set of stamp blocks. So that's the big block, big one, and so that fits these lovely big stamps. So the dry brush is again the same, so to give you an idea of that. So it's a good size, but I think I might have used the block when I did it, but I could also use the Stamparatus because that gives it a good, nice flat base. Put that on the floor. Keep things there. So if you were using this Stamparatus, I just happen to have one handy. On the side here. Hi Linda, good to see you here. So with this Stamparatus you could fit it onto it's quite the similar size, see? So it fits in there. Nice and easy to manage that way as well. You get a good coverage of the stamp. But I'm not going to play with that one tonight. Another day. Put that back in there. Right, so that's all my bits and pieces on the table. And the other ones, the embossing folder, I'll show you this when I get it down on the table, but I did use an embossing folder as well when I did these ones, so I haven't made cards yet, I've just played with things. I used the Old World Paper 3D embossing folder, so I actually used that with the card I did the other week, the Halloween card. I used the same embossing folder, I quite like the effect of it, but I just did it with the camouflage stamp over the top of it. So I'll leave them here so you can see them in a minute. And if you've got any questions about crafting or anything like that, feel free to pop them in the comments, or if you don't want to pop them in the comments, that's okay. You can always send me a private message as well. So I'll just hop up and grab the camera and put it up here on my stand. So just have a little chat for a second. Try not to disturb my sound. Last week I spoke for 5 minutes in mime mode. I've just got to get this back on my stand. Just a minute. Right. Make sure I've got the camera in the right spot. Sorry. Uh-oh, what have I done? I've rotated something. Hang on a second. Hang on a minute. Sorry, I just rotated the camera as I moved the stand a bit. Right, and I'll just wait a moment to see if I get that straight. It's a bit wobbly, my stand. And I'll get there. It's looking okay from here. Just watching my screen for a minute. Hi Diana, nice to see you here too. Thank you for joining me. Right, how are we going with that? Is that looking better? Yeah, almost there. Almost. Oh, okay, it stopped moving. I'll just move that a tad. Little tad. There we go. I think I'm done. Let's pop my cord out of the way. It's always a good idea to plug it in as well so you don't lose power halfway through a video. Now I'll have to move it again. There we go. Right, I think we're in. So has anyone done any crafting this week? I'm guessing Athena has. She's got markets on Saturday. Oh look, I've straightened it up on the table and it's crooked on the board behind it. Oh well. Never mind. So this is the dry brush one. So the texture on that looks like that. So that one I don't think I've got the other card handy now. I might have sent it to someone. So anyway, that's a nice one. And you can do lots of things with colours on that. Put different colours. I think I put different colours on the stamp that day I did that. It's got lots of fun with it. And the camouflage stamp is this one. So I've just stamped it here. I think this is Misty Moonlight, the colour. And then over here I've done it with the embossing folder. So I stamped it first and then I embossed it in the embossing folder to get that effect. So you get a little bit more depth in it. I think you can see that all right. The camera keeps going in and out. It's a bit annoying, isn't it? Hi Amanda. Oh, what did Amanda say? Not yet, but I got a BBB today. Oh, good, good, good. I just talked about that. For anyone that just came in after I talked about that, we've got on stage this weekend, so we're all, us demonstrators are a little bit excited about that. And it's a fun weekend of stamping and learning and listening to other people's stories. It's just all very relational. I like that about Stampin' Up because there's a lot of connection with people. So that's my camouflage. I haven't played with it as much as I was going to, but I'll get there. So this one I used now I can't remember the name of that, Woodland Dyes, I think it is. And these are all in the back of the annual catalogue, these ones, the dies. Oh, sorry, the embossing folder, not dies. So this one, the trees are embossed up here, and I've put the ink in onto the embossing folder to do that, and put the folder down on it and put it through the machine. We'll play with that another day. There is another little video, I think, with that in it, and that was just playing with colours, putting lots of different colours on it. And again, I've got the trees coming up on this one. So there's just so much you can do with this. It's just fun and helps you to escape for a while if you need to. And that's just a stamp off one, so it's a lighter version, and I haven't obviously done anything with it yet, but one day we will do that. So that's those cards. So that's what I've been doing. And tonight I often start off doing one thing. Hi Chitska, good to see you here. And I end up doing something different. So that's how I roll, and I can't do the whole from beginning to end in front of you here because we haven't got 4 hours. Sometimes I do. No, not here on video. So today I started playing with this. So I've got the Comfort and Hope set, which I really like. I love all these stamps. And I've got the Textured Essentials that I was looking at using, and I sort of, couldn't decide. I started looking at this one, and I was going to do heat embossing, but I'm not sure if I am now. So I did this stamp just using the Versamark, which is the plain, where did I put it? It's right in front of me. It's right in front of me. Versamark watermark stamp. So that is just a clear ink, and it has that effect if you just put it on the card and dry it. I don't know if you can see that properly, can you? I'm a bit closer to the camera. So it's just dried, and it just gives you that darker impression. So the other thing you can do is put your clear powder. So I've got my clear powders in my little containers, and you can sprinkle the powder on there and heat emboss it, and it dries a bit shiny. So I might do that one. I'll see how I go for time, but I wasn't sure about that one, so I put it to the side and started playing with something else. It's got to feel right, you know. So I think tonight I'm going to use sometimes there are no words. I like those words. Oh, well, again, it depends on the situation. I didn't go with Christmas tonight. I went with this one. And then I had some pieces of paper, cardstock, that I had left over from something I did, like this. So I always keep these pieces because they come in handy. And I keep all my little bits and pieces like this, and I put them into little containers and have them there when I need to do things. So I started playing with one of these and the stamp out of here, which I have on my block. So this one fits on, so they're a little bit bigger than what they look like in the packet. They're actually larger, and I put them into my packet like that so I can see the back of them. So this one is the one I'm using, and it's on block, let me find what block it is, E, block E. I'll just pop that over to the side. And then I went, oh, what will I do? So I had a few ideas. So I'll show you what my ideas were. You get to know how my brain works a bit. Maybe someone will. It's not me. I started off with a card like this, and I decided I was going to do like a little tile effect, and I still might do that, and have just a tiny little gap between them when I put them back together. So I would stamp on those and then cut them up and then put them all back in different arrangements. And then I decided to get the little leafy thing out. Where's my leaf? No, I've got it on a stamp block already. Here it is. Here's my leaf. And I popped that over here, and I thought, oh, I like it on here. So I started stamping on the back of it. Does anyone else work like this? It's good fun. And of course, I don't know if you noticed, but I had to stamp the same colours as my shirt tonight. It's like, what will I wear tonight? So I had to go and get all the colours out to match. Okay, so I'll tell you what the colours are in a minute. They are, so this one here is very vanilla. I often work with the Whisper White, but tonight I decided to go very vanilla. And then we have, what else have I got on the table? This one's very vanilla. This one is Sahara Sand. So I've just got all my packets out here. Sahara Sand cardstock. And then I've got a Bermuda Bay. I love that colour. That's so gorgeous. That's the dark one. And then I've got the old olive cardstock. Now I do set up a post to come online about 9:45. I preset it so that it comes on automatically, and I will update the sheet. I hadn't decided on all the colours I was using tonight until now. I haven't actually put this one in, but or have I? Yes, I have. There it is, Coastal Cabana. So I do a sheet that gives you all the links to everything, well, not everything, but most everything. I try and cover everything in it that I've used in my life, so that you can go back to that link and just click on it, and it has everything on the one page. And if you click on the links, they go to my Stampin' Up shop, which is here, the stampinup.net, and I have a host code on the sheet as well, which is over here for November, and that way you can shop and use my host code if you wish to. That would be lovely. If you're already demonstrators, which I can see a lot of you are, that's okay. You can buy them in your own shop as demonstrators. So I started off playing like that, and then I did this card. I really like that effect. I'm really liking that. And I used one of these. So I just put it over the top like that and stamped it. So I'll do another one in a minute as well. I might just talk about it. We'll actually get one happening. So I had all different ideas. So cutting up these two, I thought, will I use die cuts and cut them that way, and then we get a little fancy effect on them as well. That might cut them a bit smaller than I so that's okay because it might cut them smaller. So I might play with that too in a minute and do my stamping on there. So as you can see, I have a lot of ideas rolling around there. Let's pop this out of the way. So I won't bring my cutter over tonight. I've got it on my desk over here. I just need to score another card. And if you haven't got a cutter already, maybe I should bring it over. Hang on a minute, let me show you. I'll just stick it on top of everything. Got a bit of ribbon there as well. So I've already cut the card, and it's an A4 sheet cut in half, and then I score it at this end. So I'm going to score it at 10.5 centimeters, and this is the scoring end, and I just go up and back like that, and then we have a little piece of card of my little bone folder. Just smooth that off. Now my corner's just gone up a little bit there. I'll just rub that with my bone folder. Yep, that's okay. Pop that back in there. I'll just move these out of the way to the one side. Pop that back there. Now I've got another idea too that I'm going to do. Alright, so to do this one, I just used another piece of paper underneath. Where did I put that here? You can do it on your grid paper, but you know, it's only the beginning of November. So I'll keep my grid paper going for a while. So then I just used a piece of this, so I just happen to have a few on my table, and just put it on the edge of my card like that. Now I started off using old olive and the big ink pad. I'll just move my leaves to the side for a minute. We'll come back to the leaves. Now it's bugging me now that this is crooked. Hang on, I've got to straighten it. I can see that. That's a bit better. That's a bit better. Okay. So I just inked my stamp up. So I've already put the stamp on the block. So if you don't know how to do that, you just pop it down on the table and then push your stamp block down and pick it up. So sometimes I ink holding the ink pad onto there, and other times I dab it down, so I vary it a bit, so whatever I feel like at the time. And for this one, so you don't push very hard, so I haven't pushed very hard and I haven't covered it all yet. I tend to push lightly and then push a bit more. What did Diana say? So OCD, what were you referring to? I have something with OCD on it, look. Do you like that? That's my coaster on my table. Obsessive crafting disorder. And it's so true. Straight, oh, the straight, yeah, okay, yep, 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 that's me. Okay, so I've just inked that up, and you know, you could put this wherever you want to put it. I've just chosen to do it off to the edge like that, and then I'm just being very random about this. I'm not trying to line it up to get a perfect circle or anything like that, because the stamp's a funny shape. So I just put it on there and just push it down, give it a good push, because you've got a bit of cardboard. You know, the card's a bit thicker than if you were using paper to mask it, but I have other intentions with this. So that's the first one, and then I'll just close my old olive so I don't get it all over me. Stick it on my obsessive coaster. Hi Jill, that's okay, no worries. She's here, yay. I'm just stamping, Jill. Okay, so that's my first one. So you can see that it leaves a little bit of a rim around it because the cardstock's a bit thicker than paper. So, but that's okay because I just wanted it to be random. And then you end up with a bit of ink on here as well. So we just wait for a second and let that dry. So then on the other one I went with the Bermuda Bay. Is that the colour? Bermuda Bay. I said it a minute ago, didn't I? Bermuda Bay. I just have to get my little ink out. So I've got the Bermuda Bay on a little ink spot like this, and so then I'm going to do that one. Thank you, girls. Right, now I've got my ink spot with a bit of sticky tape on it, mainly just to hold the lids on so they don't come off and so I don't lose them. That's the other thing. So with this one, because it's little, I'm going to do it like this and ink it upside down, and I can see the ink I'm putting on it. Right, there we go. So Bermuda Bay, and I put it down there on that one. Get my hair off the table. I can actually feel a bit of grain on that. That's cool. Right, make sure I move that over my piece of paper here so that I'm on the paper. And I just put, let me have a look, how did I do that one? I think I had it, doesn't really matter how I have it, as long as I have it. I do this one a bit different, you know, I don't like to do them all the same. I'm not big on stamping lots of cards the same because I get bored with what it looks like. Now I'm going to turn the stamp around this way and go like that. Push it down. Your lids always come off. What's your suggestion? A glue dot on the opposite sides and they stay on. It's a good idea. Okay, now it doesn't matter if you go a little bit off there, you know, you still end up with that. And we're getting a bit of artwork on this, so I really like this. I'm like, ooh, I like that. Right, clean my stamp. Now I clean my stamp on my chamois. I know what you're thinking, but it's disgusting. It's actually clean. I washed it and it's wet, so it's nice and moist. Now when these are new, they're all just the nice purple, pale mauve colour. They're very beautiful, and you don't want to do this to them until you start doing it and then go, oh yeah, they work so well. So that's just wet with water, and it does dry quite hard if you let it dry. Mine doesn't get that dry very often because I keep using it, and I just wash it with a little bit of dishwashing liquid and squeeze it out. Like, I make sure that all comes back out again, and just make sure it's very just clear water that's in it after that. Right, so there's that one, and then I used, now I don't have an ink spot or a pad for this one. It's a Sahara sand, but you can use your Stampin' Write markers, not the blends. The blends have got alcohol in them, but the markers you can use on your stamps as well. So I just use this end to colour my stamp in. Just sing a little bit while you're colouring in if you need to, because you can't sing anywhere else at the moment. You might as well sing at home. Sad, isn't it? I like singing. I won't sing right now though. I might hum a little. We could make it a sing-along, stamp-along, couldn't we? The lids always come off and then I get a great... Oh yeah, I've read that one already. Sorry, Jill. Just trying to catch up with my things. Okay, so once you've done that, I can see it. I don't know if you can see that very well, but I can see it. And if it dries a little bit, you can just breathe on it lightly. If it, you know, you've left it too long to stamp. So this one I'm going to put up the top like I did before. Over to that side a little bit. So you can just breathe on it like that, and it just gives a little bit of extra moisture. I'm just going to put that one on there, give it a good push. ABC Classic are doing an online choir. Ah, yes, look, there was another online choir as well. What was it called? The Viral Choir. The Viral Choir. They started it at the beginning of COVID. And I was so tempted, but then, you know, things got a bit crazy and I didn't do it. But I've listened to them if you want to look them up. They're called the Viral Choir. And they've done a great job, and they're all like on Zoom singing. And at the end of COVID, I don't know when that is yet, but they were going to all get together and meet somewhere and do their singing. So that will be exciting. But yeah, probably similar to the ABC one. Right, so here's that so far. Now I haven't decided what I'm going to do next on that one, so I'll come back to that in a second. The other one I was playing with, so now see how they're different? So you end up with something different every time, which I love that because I like doing things so they're not all exactly the same. They're all individuals, just like us. So this one I was playing with a piece of card that I had lying around. It's still lying around. I can't find it. No. It's still here somewhere. Okay, I think it was this one. This one? I like this. I like this idea. That. I'm not sure whether to go to the edge of the paper yet or whether to come back in a little bit. And I'm going to trim this off a bit here. And then I was thinking, what will I do next? Okay. Yeah, I think I like that. So I'll get my little ruler out so I trim it. Got the wrong glasses on now. I've got my normal glasses on so I could see you before. So you could see me before. I think I'll trim it down. Sorry, my ruler's getting stuck on it for some weird reason. I want to just come down a little bit like that. Yeah. So I am actually going to go to probably 129. 129. If you ever want measurements for anything, you like it to the edge, Jill? Or you mean to the right edge over here? Like that. If I do that, I can put my sentiment across here a bit. Is that what you mean? Yeah, if you ever want the measurements, I can measure everything afterwards and send it to you. That's fine. I'll just wait for a second. While Jill talks to me. So, while Jill's talking to me, I'll get this out. Just pop my stamp up there for a minute. And if you don't know how to put the stickers on your stamps, I've left just a couple so I can show you. So one of the ways I do it, I'll just take my leaves off for a minute, but you've got to watch me, I tend to lose them, so I'll just stick it there. I've lost them before. So I put my stamp block down for the smallish ones. Yeah, like that. What will you put in the circle? Oh, I'm going to put this in a circle. That's where that came out before. So I tend to put my stamp block down like that. So this is one way to do it, and I do have a little video on this in my YouTube as well. So I'm using sometimes there are no words, and so for this method I put it down onto my stamp block, not too hard, just gently but flat, and then very carefully you can find the middle where the join is and pull it back. Throw that in the garbage, we don't need those bits. Hang on, I've got to grab it with my nail. I've finally got some fingernails back. Yay. I think it's all the hand cream. Sanitizing and then lots of hand cream. My nails are getting nice. Yeah, I like it too, Jill. So don't put this down on the table, whatever you do, because it's sticky, okay? So we leave it up that way. And then we get our stamp, which says the same thing. Hang on, I've got to make sure I get the right one. Right, I've got the right one. And you just pull it out of the rubber Did you see me pull it out? Sorry, I might have had it off the table. You just pull it out like that, and then you take the backing off like this, and then you put this one down. Now I'm going to put it on a piece of card so you can see it, because it's a bit harder on the table there. Move that over. So I'll put that there. So the important thing is that you line it up the same way, the same shape. So if it's got a really distinctive shape, so I look for a real distinction. So there's a distinction there. And so I can see in the stamp here that it's going to line up with that. So I hope you can see the same thing as me, except I have to bring it down a little bit so I don't get my head in the camera. Okay. So then I just make sure I've got it lined up, because it does stick quite hard once you've got it down there, and then give it a good push down like that. Okay, did pretty well then. It's a bit harder when I'm not. Now I missed a tiny bit of it. Look around the edge here. Never mind. Almost perfect. And then I pop it back on the paper. I usually do better than that because I'm over the top of it. I didn't get right over the top of it that time, sorry. Didn't think you'd want to see my hair. Next time. Okay, I'll give it a good rub, and then I put it on my shirt a little bit like this, just on one end, so that it doesn't stick too hard to the block or to the packet, because it's really hard to get them back up if you do that. I'm going to use that one in a minute, but I will put it back in my case for a second. Okay, so the other way to do them, I'll just do this one, is to get your other stamp. I'll just do both of them and pull the back off. So this one says, sending you a paper hug, and I like that. I'm going to use that one as well in a minute. Just pop that there. So on the back of the paper here, it's split like that. So this is the way the packet tells you to do it. Take the half off, take half off, and make sure you line it up right. Now I'm going to get my head over it a bit this time so I can get it on straight, okay? So, sorry if my head's in the way. I hope it's not. You really got to line up. I line up one end a little bit and then check I've got it all the way along. Give it a good push so you can see that it's like that. Okay, see how it's lined up? And then I go under here and pull out the rest of the paper like that. And then I carefully put it back down on the table. So this one's a little one, but you've got to be really careful. So you've got to really try and line up the pattern around the edge, okay? I see I've gone too far. It's always when you're on video, isn't it? Yep, I think that's all right. Okay. There we go. So I haven't done them perfectly, although that one actually looks a little tiny bit bigger than the stamp. Never mind. Anyway, you get the idea. So we'll see how good that is in a minute when I use it. So I'll just pop that on my sleeve again and pop that back in my box too. I don't want to lose them. I'm very good at sticking stamps onto the bottom of boxes and things, and then I can't find them again. I don't mean to do it, it just happens. There's one more on here that I'll fix up because I don't, oh no, I won't be using that right now. I'll leave that one till later. There's some cute little these ones that could look like a little bit of bling. I haven't decided what bling I'm using tonight. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this one on here. I love my shirt too, Jill. So pretty, isn't it? And it matched my Christmas cards last year. Oh, you put the stickers on like that now too, Athena? Yeah, I'm so glad I came across that idea, and it's just so handy. It's really handy. Right, where were we? Okay, let's go back to this one. All right, so if I go to there, what did I say a minute ago? I can't remember. 12.9, was it? Anyone remember? 12.9. Oh, it was 12.9. 12.9, just to be precise. Right, and then I'm just going to do it on my cutter here. I'm going to turn it around. Oh, which way will I do it? Yeah. No, I don't want to cut this end off. Okay, let's all be clear there, because I've done things like that before. So I'm going to put it here, and I'm measuring across to here to 12.9, and make sure it's all flush up the top here, and then hold it. I hold mine really securely just there. Just give it a little slide. Ta-da! Look at that. Just big enough for a sentiment, I reckon. Look at that. Woo. Right then. Now, I think I'll stick. Oh, which way will I go? Which way will I go? I think I might stick. Now that corner's pushing down there. Let me just grab my. This little corner's being naughty. That's better. Just give it a rub with your little bone folder. 129, thank you. I finally bit the bullet and bought that new paper trimmer. Yes, I love that paper trimmer. I am enjoying it a lot. Okay, so if I stick that there, I'm just thinking out loud. I have to do that now. I did it anyway, by the way. Does anyone else think out loud? I'm just wondering whether to stick it down first. Oh dear, I like that too. This is hard. Isn't it hard when you've got to see all different ideas happening? No, I'm going to stick to that idea. There we go. Sorry, we'll go. I'm going to go over to the edge though. Yeah, I'm going to stick it on there. Right, where's some glue? Here we go. You talk to the cat. That's a good idea. I don't have a cat to talk to. I've got a llama up on the shelf. I could say I'm talking to the llama. Right, better focus what I'm doing. Hey, I'm going to put a little bit of glue here and here and here, just to put it on my. I'm going to put this on here first. Where did I have it? About there? Ooh, better think about where I had it. Better think about that. Hang on. About like that. I just want to get an image. Okay. I'm just looking at it. I'll just let that dry a little bit. I think that looks okay. Now you can use your grid paper if you wish to. This is why this grid paper is very handy. But I can't see properly because I'm not over the top of it. You have to be over the top of it. Get the right answer that way. Yeah, that's true. Hey, the cat you're talking about or myself? So what do we got? We got about 6, I reckon. 6. And this end's a tiny tad more. Oh no! I'm just going to move that because I want it to be straight. That's why I didn't put too much glue on there. I'm pretty good at this usually, but of course there's extra pressure when you're all there watching. Sorry, my voice went funny then. Alright, I think that's better. 6. About 6. It's about 6. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. Let me have a look. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay. Alrighty, that'll stick. And then I'm going to go over to the edge like that. And then I'm going to put this on here. I'll put that over there. I'll just take my little, I'll do this bit in a minute. Just put that one on there. Sometimes there are no words. That is so true. Now, what colour will I do that? Let me think for a minute. I don't know whether to go the old olive or the Bermuda Bay. Now, I've got to stamp these as well. So I might do them in old olive and do this in Bermuda Bay. What do you all reckon? Yeah. I'm going to do that in old olive and this in Bermuda Bay. have a think about that for a second. And while you're thinking about that, what else have I got on my sheet to talk about tonight? Now, the curvy celebrations that I used last week is available to buy now if you're interested in that. And there's also a link to that on my Facebook page from last week. And the paper pumpkin Share the Joy to the World is out now as well, and that's a complete kit. So it's a one-of-a-kind kit. It's only available while stocks last. It's designed to connect with people all over the world. They've actually got a Facebook page. You can join a group and connect with people. People are already getting pen friends all over the world. They've got English, French, German sentiments in it, which is really exciting. You can make, it's got enough to make 8 cards in it. I don't have one yet because I haven't ordered one yet because it only came out yesterday. And it has everything you need to stamp in it, including a little stamp block, but you need to have a stamp block, a D size, which is, this is a C, this one's a D. So you need a block the D size to go with that set if you were interested in that. The cost of the kit is $37 and the block is $14, so altogether it's $51. Yes, old Olive, I think. Yes. Okay, I'm going to go with that. All right then. Right, Bermuda Bay's over here. There's my little Bermuda Bay. Now, because my stamp, I'll bring that up here, because that went a tiny little bit off, can you see that? See the outline? I'm going to have to be careful about my stamping. So what I do when I've done that is I use the piece of paper that I have here somewhere, this one, and I stamp on that first to get an idea of the angle. See, if they're the clear stamps, it's much easier because you can see right through them and you know exactly where you're stamping. Right, there's a line down here on the piece of paper, so I'm going to just sort of look at that, sort of get an idea of where I'm stamping. It's pretty close actually. It is pretty close. It might be a tiny bit, nah, I actually think it's pretty close. Alright, if it's not, I've got another side of the cardboard. There's always another side to the card. Right, now let me think for a minute. What am I going to do with this? I'm probably going to trim it off a bit, so I'll just go in the middle. Here we go, that's okay. Oh, that's such pretty writing. Look at that. I love that. Where's my thing? That's lovely. I do like those words. Very nice. Okay, pop that one away. Pop that one away. And for this one, I'm actually going to stamp it onto the card, but I will put the card down first. The rest of the board, yes. I will stick this down. So I shall just get my glue, and I'm going to just use Tombow liquid glue. Don't put too much. Don't need too much, and don't want to go too close to the edges because I don't want it to ooze out everywhere. And like I usually say every week, if you've got a new one, be careful, they come out really fast. Thank you, Jill. I used to do desktop artwork when I was young, and I think that's why one of the reasons I love doing this so much. Sorry, got a bit of fluff on my glue, so to clean that. Yeah, I used to do layout artwork for preprint press, and it's lining everything up, and you know, I used to draw all the lines on the forms. I loved it. It's a very high pressure job there, but I did love it. And this is very similar because you're putting all these bits and pieces together. I love it, and I love it. Alright, now it is tricky having a thing in your head. I'm talking about the stand for the camera when you're trying to work. like this. It's a little bit tricky. I'm getting used to it, sort of. I just have to pick it up. Okay, so I'm lining that up along the edge here. Oh, I do like this. I am really loving this. I'm so glad I picked this shirt to wear tonight. So it really helped me make a decision. Right. Oh, look at that. Oh, yes. Okay, so when I make cards, I do love it to feel right. Okay, so I sometimes look at other cards and case them and just use their ideas and change it a little bit, because if I get really stuck, so that's okay. If you're stuck for ideas, just go onto Pinterest or look at someone's Instagram or something like that to get ideas. That's okay, Lynette. Thanks for joining me. And then I just play with things until it feels right. So it's totally up to you how you work, and you know, there's all different ways to do things. So some days it just happens, other days it doesn't. But I just keep playing at it. Alright, I'm going to do my old olive. I always, not always, but usually stamp onto my paper first, just to get a feel for the stamp. And this one hasn't been used yet, so I really wanted to give that a bit of a, I'll just clean it as well and decide whether I'm going to stamp, just put my word over there, the first one into my card or the second one. Which one? I'm thinking the first one. So that's what it looks like when it's all inked up. Got a lot of ink on there, haven't I? Oh, it's got bubbles on it. Hang on, I might do that one off again. Not getting that one. Try that again. I'll go a bit gentler this time. I'm just trying it a few times to get the feel for it. Sorry, I took off. It's nothing worse when you're videoing. Okay. Righto, here we go. This is it. It's going to be whatever it is. Alright, which angle do I want? Hang on, to think about that. I was originally going that way, but now I'm feeling like going this way. I think I'm going this way. I'm going to wait a second and see what everyone else says. Oh, look at my piece of paper. They're all going this way. What do you think? Think I'm going this way? I just looked at the screen. Darker against the darker card. Yeah, I like that too, Jill. I like the darker against the dark. I like the contrast. I'm just hanging on a second. Yes, Diana said yes. Anyone else? Yes, go that way. Yes, yes. Amanda that way. Oh, great. Okay, I'm going to go that way. All right. Now, because I've waited for a second. Oh, look at that. Lucky I waited. Hey, I hadn't inked the top of the stamp properly there. I think it's because my ruler's sitting under there. My ruler was under the ink pad. Let's try that again, ladies. Although that would have been an interesting stamp. Look. Now, check your stamp. Check your stamp before you stamp it. Alrighty. I'm going to go that way. Oh, I like that. Oh, that turned out so nice on the card. It was so much better than on the bit of paper. Yes. We have a winner. Oh, I do like that. Yes, yes, yes. That's how I like to stamp, girls. And boys, if there's any boys here as well. You never know. Right, so I think now I was tossing up whether to put that up on a piece of something. And I just happen to have a few somethings on the side of my table. I have bits everywhere. Look at this. I don't think we want to go that colour again because we've already got that there. I don't know whether to put a bit of that under there. I don't know if I'm doing ribbon tonight. I'm not sure yet. Or whether to do the ribbon. Now, what did I have out earlier? I had this out earlier. I do like this ribbon too. This is pretty. Oh, I do like that card even like that with no words on it. Look at that. Sometimes there are no words. See, there's no words. That's pretty ribbon, isn't it? That'd be nice down there. I just play with it until I go, yeah, nah, not feeling that, nah. Or maybe just a short piece underneath. Sometimes there are no words. I don't know, I feel like it needs something a bit more than that. It's too thin. Too thin. It's not working for me. Not working for me. What about a piece of that? I've got another bit of that out. Just playing with it. Put the green just along the bottom edge to mimic the offset of the other piece. This piece. Thank you, Jill. It's always wonderful to have other people helping me. Just along the bottom edge. Just along like that. Are you talking about there? Oh, I like that. To mimic. Oh, wait a second and see what you tell me. I'm not sure whether you want it there. I like it because it has that bit sticking out. I could put that on top of the green, couldn't I? And I'm not sure if I'll cut this shorter yet. It's coming together nicely, I think. I might go up a little bit more. I'm just playing while I'm waiting. Yes, to match the Bermuda Bay, how it's offset like that. I wonder if I cut it a bit shorter, like I've got that there, and do that and cut that side to the page there. I like that. I'm not sure whether to cut that one off a little bit. I think that needs to be trimmed just maybe a little tad. A little bit. Yes. Like that. Okay, I'm going to chop a little bit off, okay? But I think I'll keep the straight edges. I like that. So I'm chopping off, I'm thinking 1 centimetre each end. So on my grid here we've got our centimetres. I've moved the paper, sorry. For any OCD of us, me. Okay, so I'm thinking of chopping off 1 centimetre either. Well, that's actually not in the middle, so I shall keep it to about there. Perhaps 1 centimetre out from the words. Yep, that's what I'll do. Okay. Something like that anyway, it'll be about that. Okay, I'll try that first. I'm just doing it on my cutter over here. Sorry, I didn't bring it back. I'll just wing it. Right. Not too much. Oh, I'll have to make another one if I've done too much. Did I go too much? Yes, I went too much. Maybe, maybe not. If I cut that off there, there, there. If I chop it off there. Right. I think that'll work. Okie dokie. I'll just wait a second. You're okay with that? Wow, doesn't time fly? It's 9:30 already. That went really fast. I haven't showed you everything yet. Right, I've got a love heart there. Cool. I'm liking that. While I'm just waiting for a second. My next class, if you're interested, is on the 28th of November, Saturday at 1 o'clock till 4 o'clock, and we do it on Zoom. And I'm doing the kit, the countdown to Christmas kit. So have a look on my page, and if you would like to do that, please let me know as soon as possible so that I can start preparing. I'm going to be cutting alphabet dies for everybody and giving you some extra DSP. So these are the alphabet dies, and you'll get a complete set of those so that you can play with them and decorate the other side as well. So the kit comes with everything for the one side, and then I'm giving you extra things as part of your kit, your pre-cut kit I should call it, the card kit, class kit. Okay, so let me know so that I can get them prepared and out to you. And if you're ordering the actual project kit, you'll need to get that ordered soon so that you get it in time from Stampin' Up. So that was what I needed to tell you about that. Alright, I'm going to go with that. I think I'll put it up. I shall stick it up on dimensionals. Let me just mark that one on my pencil. Onto my pencil. Okay, I'm just going to put a little mark on that one so that I cut that off at the same spot. Just mark it to one side of it so that I actually chop the mark off. Alright, thank you for the thumbs up. Okay, so I might put that one flat and put this one up. What will it look like if they're both up? Isn't it funny, I had no idea what I was going to do tonight till now. Till now. Okay, I think I'll put them both up a bit. I like that idea. I can't put it on with the ribbon. I have to use the Stampin' Dimensional. Okay, where's my scissors? So I'm going to use a bit around the outside of my Stampin' Dimensionals. See that bit? Oh, I'm stuck. And just put it under there. Go the other side as well. Up there. And I'll just put another little bit in the middle. That'll do. You can actually buy Stampin' Dimensional adhesive that's long strips. I don't have any on my desk here, but you can get them. I think. I shouldn't say that until I check my book. I have some. I'm not sure if they're still selling them. Hang on a second. Let me have a quick look. On the page where they have all of the stamp stuff. Where are we? I'm just having a quick look in my catalogue for you. I used to have them. Of course, you can never find things when you want to in a hurry, can you? I have everything labelled. Adhesives. There's the adhesives page here. So on page 162, yep, there they are. Number 9. Foam adhesive strips. So they look very handy for things like this, but I didn't have any handy. There's some in my box to sell, but I haven't got them out. So you can use them. So I'm going to put that one up there, and then that one up. I'll put this one on first. So the other thing I was thinking about doing if I did the mosaic tiles was to stamp all the bits of card and then cut them up, and I was going to heat emboss some of them but not all of them. So I'll still make that card, but probably not right now. I think I'll make that a bit later. I've run out of time now. Unless you've got all night. Who's got all night? No. Could get a bit much, couldn't it? Alright, I'm just looking at this before I stick it down to see where I want to place that one. I had it about there, I think. I think that's where I had it. Don't stick yet. Don't stick yet. Right. There it is. Hope that's straight. Get that off for a second. Just looking at that with one eye. I think that works about there. Hope that's where I had it before. Sometimes I take a photo of it when I've got it lined up before I pull it apart and put it back together again. I'll place it and then I photograph it, and then I can look at my photo. But I didn't do that tonight. Alright, I think it was about there. So I'm going to put a Stampin' Dimensional underneath that one and then stick it onto the green on this side. As soon as I memorise that spot. I wonder how hard that is. I think that might be too big. Oh no, it might just be perfect actually. That'll work. That'll work. So I'll go down about there. That's what I just looked at. Both up. Yes. Well, it's half up. This one's up, but not up again. Righto. Actually, I might not even need any glue on the bottom bit. I might just need to put it there like that. It might just sit there. Yeah, no, it'd be nicer if it's glued, won't it? I'll get my stickies off first. I'll just get my sticky bits off so I don't get glue all over me. There we go. And next week I thought I might do some serious Christmas card making. And I saw some videos this week on Double Wonder cards, and there's a lady that's done them. Oh, no, I didn't write her name down. It's around here somewhere. I thought I'd do that next week with some. So you cut up your DSP and you can get lots of cards out of it. Some of you might already know how to do that, and if you want to get into your Christmas card making next week, feel free to join me again. Okay, I'll put that about there. I think that's working for me. Uh-oh, got glue out the side. Whoops. Did I tell you before about not getting glue out the side? Okay. I quite like that. There we go. Now, do we need bling? I know we like bling, but sometimes, I don't know. I haven't got any bling out yet. Bling or no bling? You saw that? I printed it. Ah, yes. Yes, I printed it out too, Jill. So I'll give you the information for that one next week and have that on the table so that we can play with that. So if you have any cards that you want to make at home while I'm making here, feel free to join me. And if you're looking for the folders that I've used tonight, they're the embossing folders that I talked about. Sorry, embossing powders are on page 146. I didn't actually end up using the powders, but they are there with the heat tool in the picture. So if you were looking for those, and the stamps, the textured stamps are on page 136. And there's a few other background sort of stamps as well. So the Comfort and Hope stamp set actually have some background stamps as well that you can use the same way as what I did with this one, so you could vary it what you were doing. So that's that one. The other one, I won't finish that tonight because I've run out of time really. These two. So I was just going to do something similar to this and use the other stamp set. So I'll finish that later and pop it on my page later. So I was going to use Sending You a Paper Hug and do something with it. I haven't decided what I'm doing with it yet. So if you want to check in with me later, that's fine. And to check it out, Double Wonder. Yes, it's called Double Wonder cards. I actually like that there on its own, like as a really simple card actually. Hey, why don't we just do that while we're thinking about bling? So if you've got a minute. I've got all night, so I wasn't planning to do this all night though. I think I will put that on there. I like that. Just pop it on that way. I like it there or there. No, I like it up there. Oh, I like it in both places. Sending You a Paper Hug. Isn't that cute? I think I'm going to go with the same colour. No bling. Yeah, I think no bling. It seems to... I like to do simple cards sometimes and just do no bling. So of course if you wanted to make it more elaborate you could put more fancy ribbon and stuff in there. I'm just going to put this one on the card. I like that. I've got to get my head in the way, sorry. See now, because I put the stamp on crooked, it came out a little bit crooked. Look at that. So if you do that and you don't like it, you can always stick something over the top of it. If you just go, I've messed that up, I've messed up, you can always stamp on another piece of card. And now that one went nice and straight. Shouldn't have put my head in the way. Hey. And then cut out a circle. So I might do that. Oh, I love those stamps. See, they're gorgeous. They look so nice. I love the typeface. It's beautiful. Looked like someone hand wrote it. Not me. Not me. Right. Alright, so I thought that one was going to be like that, but maybe the other one will be like that. So I'll cut that out as a circle and pop it up on there, and I'll finish that afterwards. So that's all of those cards. I'll play with them a bit more. You know, we're all holding out tongue, just so. Thank you so much, Jill, but I still got it wrong. Not wrong. You know, I could have handwritten it on an angle, couldn't I? It doesn't look terrible, but I would have preferred it to be a little bit straighter. But I just love the layout. I love the way that card turned out, the layout of that. And that just sort of happened, hey? And that's the way I like it. All right. So that's about it for me tonight, ladies. If you want to stamp more with me, just let me know and I'll zoom you in and we can keep stamping. So next week, like I said, I'll do the Double Wonder cards and talk more about the Joy to the World kit. Maybe I might do another night with the Joy to the World kit later on so that we can use that up as well. And I believe their sunshine box is almost running out, or they've got it a bit cheaper at the moment. So if you were interested in that, have a look online. Okay, but thank you for joining me tonight. It's been a lot of fun. It just goes so fast for me. I hope you enjoyed it too, and I'll see you all again next week. It's handmade, so not wrong. That's right, Chitzka, it's handmade, and that's what's so special about handmade cards. They're all individual and unique, and at least you can read the writing. If I wrote it by my hand, you might not. So that's what I like about the stamps. They look very lovely. Look at them. I just love that. That's beautiful. Okay, well, happy stamping, and watch out for all the onstage this weekend. You might not hear from me much at first because it'll be rather busy, I think, for the onstage part of it. But once we get going, and I'll get some pictures up next week. All right. Okay, ciao.